So, hello, Fabienne. Thank you for being here with me. This is Heavy Metal. This is a media about rock and metal, but also about personal growth, resilience, introspection. So the questions, I try to let them go down that path as well.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. Thank you for being here. I admire your band so much. So this is a pleasure for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
For you being in ELUVEITIE, it's been about 6 years already, more or less.
Time
And
flies.
it's been a journey, right? So tell me about that journey.
Oh, okay.
A little bit.
I have to say, I mean, for me it was from kind of, let's say, 0 to 100. I was not in a metal band before when I joined ELUVEITIE, so of course I did not have really experience in most of the things I'm doing now.
Okay.
So for me it was quite, like, I got thrown into the cold water, let's say, in the beginning, and it was quite a journey.
And a challenge, a big one.
Oh, it was a big challenge. In the beginning I was not even sure, you know, what will happen, how it will go, how will people react, and so on. And I mean, it's different aspects being in a touring band. I mean, it's the tours, obviously, it's the shows, it's interviews, it's recordings, it's also, yeah, giving your creativity into the songs if there is space for it, and so
You're
on and
everything.
so on.
You're giving your everything.
Yeah, I mean, and you're like, my life really changed. 6 years ago when you said, like, it's been 6 years.
And it seems like a lifetime, right? Or
It
something.
seems
Yeah.
longer somehow, but somehow it's also like already 6 years, you know?
Yeah, yeah, it's a mix of both. I
Exactly.
understand. I have had that feeling. I know what you mean. Okay, so you talk about some of the things that you have learned about yourself through music, because you were answering about the challenge this meant for you. But make this.
Yeah, I mean, as you said before, like, you put everything into it. So the standards I put to myself are quite high. So maybe also learning to not always be too hard on yourself, maybe.
Nice.
And for me, it was a big thing as well to accept let's say, the package I bring, the package I have with the voice, the way my voice sounds. Of course, you can twist it, you can work on it, but still, it's my package. And I think probably many singers can relate to this. In the beginning, you really need to accept this in a way. That was not so easy for me, just the way I sound and so on.
I think it's very difficult to actually be yourself. It's so easy to try and imitate or something like that. And what you did, especially, it's noticed in ELUVEITIE now, because you are very yourself, and it matches, it's my opinion, that's very personal opinion, but I think it matches very good what you brought with what ELUVEITIE brings, and that's because you found the core you're talking about, and you accept it. That's very important.
Yeah, it was a journey. It still is,
of course,
and also now with having different collaborations, different projects, you always discover a new aspect of yourself or of your voice, and how you want to give this output in your creativity and so on. So it's
and explore that path. And I think I had read somewhere that Exile of the Gods was one of their biggest challenges, maybe vocally speaking. So talk to me about that, since we're talking about it.
I remember we had quite a hard time to find the key of the song, because we wanted to have the verse, the first one, quite low, but not too low, because if it's too low, then for me there is no volume coming anymore at some point. I'm working on that too. But then to have this the chorus that is not too high in the end, so we had to kind of find a balance. So I could still sing the second verse an octave higher, so that it's not too high. And
spectacular.
It was really, I think I tried 7 different keys, then we chose one, and still it's okay. I mean, the more I sing it, the more, it gets into the system and so on. But I was never sick so far that much that I don't know how it will be like when I will be like properly sick. So far so good.
Oh my God, what you do with your voice, I really, you're an inspiration to me because I like singing, but I don't know how to sing. So it's like, I would like to sing like, and you're the one of the ones that comes after mine. That's the truth, and I had to say it. I'm sorry, I had to say it.
This means a lot. Thank you.
It's the truth. So about this roller coaster, when you're trying to make dreams come true, it's a roller coaster of making efforts and getting rewards and learning. And tell me a little bit more about that.
Oh yeah, it is a roller coaster. It's actually a perfect picture, kind of. It's just when you put everything into music, creativity, art. I mean, you know it yourself, right? I mean, it's just you're so confronted with yourself that it's such an intense journey. And then nowadays with all the social media, the internet, with the trolls, you know, and all these can be also. I mean, it's very personal, like what you give out into these songs.
I've never understood that sentence when people tell you, don't worry, don't take it personally. And it's like, it's personal, you know, I'm giving my everything, how come it's not personal?
Yes, but you are like, I needed to learn to live with this. Like, in the beginning, it was, of course, quite hard when you read, for example, like bad comments, especially if they're like really not helping at all. You know, at least it would be like nice critique where you could learn from that or reflect on it. But like that, and sometimes like, okay, wow.
Just keep it away. You learn how to separate yourself from that, right?
Yeah. Still, it's a journey. As everything. But. I think it's an important one, especially these days with all the social medias.
Everybody knows everything, right? Because they are behind the screen.
Oh yeah, exactly. And it's a blessing, all these tools, let's say, all these platforms, but it can also be a little bit of a curse, like when you read all the stuff. Because everything is super personal, but you also learn a lot about yourself, like, why did this hurt me now that much? Why actually? Because maybe I'm happy with it, so why does it hurt me if I read a comment? You know?
That's very important.
Stuff like that.
It's powerful because you learn to trust what's within and maybe learn a little bit from the outside, but not take it as the whole truth. Because you need to trust what's inside you.
Yes, and just to accept that you can't please everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
That's also not so easy, you know. If like before ELUVEITIE, my friends heard me and my family, and of course they were like happy and so on. But suddenly you're exposed to a different amount of people, and of course there are different opinions. Especially when you, like, let's say, step into huge footprints, the way I had to do it. I think this even puts more pressure on yourself too, and expectations from people and so on.
Expectations are very toxic, so you have to, but it's amazing. And speaking of journeys, what about the US tour? What could you tell me about that recent tour that you were at?
I have to say it was a really, really nice tour in terms of the other bands that were with us, just also the group, like the whole travel party. It was very nice people involved. Of course, I mean, it was also a little bit stressful, especially in the beginning, because as you probably know, Krigel was not able to do the tour, and it was on a short notice. And first of all, it's like, okay, we will play shows without Krigel, and on the other side, it's also how will the people react, right? So we really didn't know what to expect, and it was a huge challenge for us as well.
Of course.
And then I remember on the first show, it was in Baltimore, and we sang Exile, we played Exile of the Gods, and then I was like, okay guys, as you see, we're here without Krigel, la la la. And then somebody just screamed, "We love you!" And then they started clapping, and I had goosebumps.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh.
All the backup there.
Yeah, and then I just knew it's gonna be fine. People understand. It's a family situation, and family is first. And so people were really supportive and understanding, and that was so nice to see. Yeah, this meant a lot. Like, wow, we really do have the best fans. Yes.
Yeah, that's so nice to receive. I'm so glad that was the case. I'm so glad. And something that I really like to ask, because the type of media that I conduct, what would you tell the Fabienne that started all this in music, that the one that started singing? What would you tell her?
Okay. I think first of all, don't be too hard on yourself. Maybe, like, and you're good enough.
Okay.
I think these two things.
That's
I think
right.
being good enough is still like it's a journey, but I'm much further now than 6 years ago.
So nice. Self-love, right?
Yeah.
And what do you think she will answer to you?
Oh, okay. I hope. I'm not sure if she would have, but like, okay, I trust you.
Okay, nice. Nice.
I don't know if 6 years ago I would have, but I wish she would have. Let's say.
Anyways, now you trust the one that is
More
there.
and more.
That's so amazing. It's been a blast, a pleasure to talk to you right now, and just I will be seeing you in a few hours on stage. How do you feel about that?
I'm super excited. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah, really
Me
looking
too.
forward. Oh, I love festivals. Love playing outside. Spain always has a great energy, and yeah, really looking forward.
You
to
do
it.
have a great energy as well, so I'm really looking forward to it as well. Thanks so much. Pleasure to be here
Yes,
with you.
Thank
and
you. Thank you for having me.
Bye. Thank you. Okay, let's do this. Thank you, Fabienne.